Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Story of Sam and welcome back to a brand new NBA video today here on the channel. And today I'm gonna go over, did the Chicago Bulls make a mistake when trading for Nikola Vucevic? Should they have made the trade? Are they gonna make the playoffs this year? What does their future look like? And just overall, I'm gonna be talking all about the Chicago Bulls in today's video, mainly about the Nikola Vucevic trade, but also just their team as a whole. If you guys are brand new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And of course, guys, make sure to drop a like on today's video. That would help me out a ton. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So of course, the Chicago Bulls are fighting for a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. I think they will make a play-in spot. That's what I expect. I don't think they will actually make the playoffs just because the teams they are fighting for, like the Celtics, the Heat, I think those teams are better than the Bulls, of course, so I do not expect the Bulls to actually make the playoffs. But Zach LaVine has had an amazing season. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA. He can definitely explode on any given night and drop 40 points. And obviously, they recently acquired Nikola Vucevic in a trade with the Orlando Magic. The trade was the Bulls got Nikola Vucevic, but they also gave up Otto Porter Jr., Al-Farouq Aminu, and 2 first-round picks. So was it worth it? I think it was worth it just because Nikola Vucevic is a great center. He's averaging 22.5 points a game this season with the Chicago Bulls. He hasn't played amazing, not as good as he did on the Magic, but of course, he's going to get less touches with Zach LaVine playing, but unfortunately, Zach LaVine has missed a lot of games recently. So the Bulls, of course, definitely aren't doing that great. They aren't winning games, and they have 2 NBA All-Stars this season on their team, but Vucevic is averaging 23 points a game, 10 rebounds. He's also shooting 51% from the field and 46% from 3 on the Bulls. The Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine duo hasn't been as great as I thought it would be. Of course, these are 2 great scorers. Zach LaVine this season is having a career year, his best season of his career. He is an NBA All-Star for the first time, and this season he's averaging 28 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's also shooting 51% from the field as well, and 42% from 3 on 8.2 attempts a game, which is absolutely amazing for Zach LaVine, and in my personal opinion, he can lead a team to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Bulls probably will not do that this season. One sort of unsung hero this season for the Chicago Bulls has been Thaddeus Young. Thaddeus Young has been playing absolutely great. He's averaging 12 points a game. He's also getting 6 rebounds a game and 4 assists, but also he's shooting 58% from the field, which is great, and he's definitely contributing to this team a lot. And the one risky thing about this trade was, the one risky thing about getting Nikola Vucevic is his age. Now, Nikola Vucevic isn't an old center, of course. He still has a lot of years left. He definitely isn't on the same timeline as Zach LaVine, which is a little bit scary just because he is 31 years old. So in a couple of years, you might see a slight decline in Vucevic's production, but right now, he's still playing great. But I would say that might come back to haunt him just because Vucevic is a little bit on the older side. He's past 30 now, so you never know how he could drop off later in his career. And it is risky because the Bulls gave up a 2021 first-round pick and a 2023 first-round pick for Vucevic, and also Otto Porter Jr. and Al-Farouq Aminu. So if it doesn't work out, it's not too great at all because their future is kind of ruined. And of course, Zach LaVine could potentially leave the Bulls in the 2022 free agency. Now, Coby White hasn't had an amazing season. I was a little bit higher on him last year, but this year, he's not playing too great. He's averaging 14 points a game. He's not a great playmaking point guard. He's not going to get his teammates involved that much. He's more of a scoring point guard. He is averaging 4 assists though and 4 rebounds, but his efficiency is not that great. He's only shooting 41% from the field and 34% from the 3-point line on 6 attempts a game. Coby White's definitely not a bad player, but I was expecting a little bit more from him this season. The Bulls did have the 4th overall pick in last year's draft, and they selected Patrick Williams, who's averaging 9.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. He is shooting 48% from the field and 39% from 3, so potentially a good 3-and-D player. Patrick Williams is a great defensive player if you guys don't know. He might not have the best stats, but he impacts the game a lot. Patrick Williams, though, is a great defensive player and someone I definitely think everybody should look out for in a couple seasons. He could be one of the best 3-and-D players in the NBA someday. I think he has a ton of potential. I'm excited to see where he goes. But when answering the question, did the Bulls make a mistake trading for Vucevic? I do not think so. I think it still was a great trade, no matter if they make the playoffs this season or not. I think it was a good trade, just because even though they gave up draft picks, I feel like there wouldn't have been super high draft picks either way, and they are in Chicago. I'm definitely not a fan of teams that are in big markets and still decide to tank. I think if you're in a big market, you can get players to go there. So they have Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. They could sign or make a trade for another player. I know they were eyeing Lonzo Ball. Maybe they do throw him an offer in free agency. Who knows? The Bulls are a big market. They could be a great team in the future. I think Zach LaVine playing with an all-star is a great thing for the Bulls to do. They can't just have Zach LaVine trying to carry the franchise the entire time. They need some players to play around Zach LaVine. And if they didn't get Nikola Vucevic, I could see Zach LaVine slowly getting frustrated with the Bulls franchise and maybe wanting out in the 2022 free agency, or maybe he requests a trade. Not letting him get demotivated on the Bulls is such a big, important factor, just because if the Phoenix Suns didn't give up all those assets to get Chris Paul, Devin Booker might not want to be on the Suns anymore. There was definitely rumors that Devin Booker wanted out of Phoenix before Chris Paul came. Now he's here. They're winning tons of games. The Suns are rolling. I definitely think Devin Booker is happy with how things are going in Phoenix. So definitely Devin Booker is a prime example. Also a guy like Trae Young. Trae Young last year didn't really have much around him. This year, the Hawks went all out in free agency, signed Bogdanovic, they signed Gallinari, they got Rondo, traded him for Lou Williams. They did a bunch of moves to try to keep Trae Young happy and keep him in an Atlanta Hawks uniform, and I think it is working so far. Of course, the Hawks are going to be a playoff team this season, so it's basically the same thing with the Chicago Bulls. They need to get Vucevic so Zach LaVine is still happy. Keeping your franchise player happy is extremely important. That is one of the main reasons why the Milwaukee Bucks were so active in the trade talks. They got Drew Holiday. The Bucks were trying to get Bogdanovic, but it didn't work out, of course. They got Drew Holiday. They got a bunch of nice pieces, and that is why Giannis signed the Supermax contract with the Milwaukee Bucks, because the franchise showed they were trying to win now, and star players want to be on teams that are trying to win now, not tank for the future and get good draft picks. If you're a star player in your prime, you want to know that your franchise is using you the right way, trying to win basketball games now, and definitely not tanking and ruining your entire future on the team. So was the Vucevic trade a mistake? Definitely not. I do not think it was a mistake. I'm not going to overreact to the Bulls not playing too great without Zach LaVine playing right now, even though they weren't playing great when they were both in the lineup. I think maybe next season they could make the playoffs. Even this season, I don't know. They could win the play-in tournament. Who knows, guys? The Bulls could make the playoffs, but I'm leaning towards no. Next season, I think the Bulls will make the playoffs, though, just because more chemistry between Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. I think they're going to be really motivated to get into a playoff spot, because the Eastern Conference is really weak, and pretty much any team can make a play-in spot at least. So definitely, I will expect the Bulls to make the playoffs next season, and the Bulls are definitely going to be active in free agency. Of course, I talked about maybe them getting Lonzo Ball, getting another wing player or playmaker to play alongside Zach LaVine and Vucevic is going to be crucial to the Bulls' success. They also picked up Daniel Tyson. I think Daniel Tyson is a good underrated player. He's averaging 10 points a game, 5 boards, 2 assists on the Bulls. Just doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like, he's a decent player. He can shoot the 3-ball occasionally, like very occasionally, but it's still there. You can't leave him wide open or it could make you pay. The Bulls are currently 17th in offensive rating and 18th in defensive rating, so definitely not too great on either side of the ball. They just overall aren't playing that great right now. I don't think Billy Donovan's been doing that great of a job, but who knows? Maybe they will make it into a play-in spot. Hopefully they will make the playoffs. I would like to see Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine in the playoffs together. Who knows though? We will have to wait and see what happens. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video on did the Bulls make a mistake trading for Nikola Vucevic. My answer is no. They got to keep Zach LaVine happy there. So many other teams have done it. The Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, it has worked out great. So a little bit more time for Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine to mesh. Make sure to comment down below, guys. Will the Bulls make the playoffs this season? Will they make it next season? If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. And of course, guys, make sure to drop a like. That helped me out a ton. And if you guys do want to watch more of my NBA or NBA 2K videos, I'm going to leave an end screen right when this video finishes to 2 of my previous uploads that I think you guys would really enjoy. So have a great rest of your day, guys. It's been Story of Sam, and I'm out. Peace.